Bit Digital and Riot have finally released their April production numbers. Tom Lee had something very interesting to say about Bitcoin yesterday. Let's take a look at those things real quick right now. So, Bit Digital for April 2024, they mined 119.3 Bitcoin. That's a 12.5% decrease from last month. That's largely due to the reduction in the block rewards. They also only had an operating hash rate of 2.76 exahash, which if we go to the main page, is a bit less than their total overall hash rate, which is 3.9 exahash. So they were operating at slightly, slightly below, missing, 1 exahash or a little bit more than 1 exahash from their total potential for the month as well, which further contributed to this decrease in Bitcoin produced in April. So the treasury currently for Bit Digital, their treasury sits at 992.4 Bitcoin, with which if we look at the previous month, it was 957. So 992, 957 to 992, they actually sold a significant amount of their Bitcoin, hopefully to pay for new Bitcoin miners or new H100s from NVIDIA in order to continue to expand their AI business. Let's hope that's the case. One of those two things is what's going on. Their Ethereum treasury currently sits at 20,241.7, with a lot of that staking, currently earning them a staking reward off that Ethereum. Let's see here. Cash equivalents of 40. That doesn't bother me. I'm not super interested. This is their AI update for April. So now they've been operating for a couple of months on their AI. They've got 4.1 million of revenue for the year, which is slightly under that 50 million annualized revenue from the AI business. It's like 49 point something. So it's like right up there where they were expecting it to be. And remember, they are working on doubling this. So this should be looking more like 8.25 or 8.3 million in a couple of months once they have all of their facilities up and running and they're pulling in that 100 million a year annually from their AI side of the business. So this is actually really encouraging to see. They have met that 50 million per year basically on a monthly basis. If they continue with it at this rate, they will reach that 50 million mark that they said they wanted or that they would get, and that with the additional doubling of the contract that they receive once their facility is ready to go, they should be able to deliver on that as well. So that's pretty exciting. They had 17,000 of their ETH staked. They only earned 1%, um, basically off of what they had staked this month, but that was because they had to unstake it from one pool and put it in another pool, which means there was a lag time in between that led to them earning less on their Ethereum this month. So overall, Bit Digital is chugging along. They're doing what they're supposed to do, what I expect them to do. This is kind of just, par for the course. They're doing what they said they're going to do. Great. Fantastic. Let's take a look at Riot. For April 2024, they mined 375 Bitcoin compared to 425 in March. That was a 12% decline in their mined Bitcoin. Their per day Bitcoin somehow was only minus 9% compared to March for April. So that's something as well. Bitcoin held, they increased their treasury to 8,872 from 8,490. So they pretty much just kept all of Bitcoin that they mined. So that's good. I like to see that. So yeah, they didn't sell any of their Bitcoin. You can see it right here. Haha. Next one. They didn't sell any Bitcoin at all. Their deployed hash rate was 12.6, which was slightly higher by 0.2 exahash than in March, but their operating hash rate was only 8.8. Hate to see that. Don't like seeing that at all, but that's the reality there. They actually probably were getting quite a lot of money from their power credits. As you can see here, 0.9 million for their power credits this this month compared to last month where it was only 0.5. So they nearly doubled their power credits for the month. So that is probably where some of that exahash went to their power credits. They also got their demand response credits. That was up significantly as well. It was at 1.2 million versus 0.8 or 800,000 in the previous month for them there last April, though they did way better for their demand response credits. Well, and that's also probably where some of their exahash went to. Instead of being energized, it was going towards these credits, which is, it's good for in terms of, having that extra revenue stream, but I would like to see them get more of their exahash on line and mining Bitcoin. So let's take a look at what are their goals now. So this is what we're looking at here. They are looking to complete their Corsica infrastructure upgrade that will put them to 31 exahash. I do wonder how much of that will be activated and hashing constantly or not. We will only see once it is here and happening. But they are looking to get their capacity up to 31 exahash here by the end of the year, I believe. So you can see here, yeah, that 31 exahash goal is for the end of 2024. They have been ordering more miners, which will represent an increase of 28 exahash in total in terms of increasing their capacity, which would be a significant increase from where they currently are. They are planning that by 2025, the end of 2025, they do want to be at 41 exahash. Now, I'll believe the 41 when I see the 31. If we get to 31 by the end of the year today, I'll start believing that they can do a 41, but they really just need to deliver on this 31 first. And then I'll be starting to get quite bullish on Riot in that respect for them there. And that's the update for Riot. They just, both Bit Digital and Riot saw a 12% decrease in Bitcoin mined. Bit Digital sold a little more than half of their Bitcoin for the month that they mined, while Riot retained all of their Bitcoin for the month. But Bit Digital is on target to get their 50 million in revenue per year for their AI business. Riot cashing in on those credits. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin. What was Tom Lee saying? He's from Fundstrat. Let's have a look.
This year, still, within our base case, and
150,000 in 2024 is your base case.
So $150,000 is the base case that Fundstrat and Tom Lee have for Bitcoin within 2024 from our current price targets where we are right now, our current price action, excuse me. So if we're looking at 150, I have to make my chart smaller so I can even see that number. How big would we have to go? 150,000. So we're starting right here, about 63. 150,000 is their base case for the year. Yeah, that's pretty close. 135%. So remember, Tom Lee is the guy that called 2023 to perfection. He's been wrong a little bit so far this year, not terribly though, because he was calling for a drop in February. That didn't happen, but that drop did come now in March, or not March, but in April, came in April instead. So he's a little early on that. So he may be a little early on this too. This might be more 2025 than 2024, but they're saying that $150,000 is their base case for 2024. That's not even the end of the bull run. So keep that in mind. We're looking at a potential 135% increase if they're correct. Now let us do one last thing, okay? Let's run a fib on this from the bottom over here, which is about 42,000, which is where we started back in January 2024, right? And let's go to the peak top, which is about 74,000. And let's see where that takes us. If we go to a 618 on that, that would take us to about $130,000 at the absolute peak of the fib extension. So this is the extension from our current move. So our 2024 move, the total move from bottom to the highest peak in 2024, if you run a Fibonacci extension on that, the top of it, which would be the 618 going up, or 1618 going up, 1618 going up, that takes you up to $130,000, which is within the ballpark of what they're talking about here. So, I mean, it's not completely outlandish that would be the case. And where are we currently right now in terms of where we came down to? So, oh, that's nice. So we came all the way down to the 0.5, which isn't quite into the 618. That would be like a full reversal on it. Not a full reversal, but a full retracement on it. So we only did the 0.5 we came down to. If we were going to go the full retracement, we would have had to come down into the 168, which was anywhere between 56,200 and 52,100. It would have been a full retracement on that. So we could still see a failing here that takes us back down to here into that 52,000 zone before charging up to that $130,000. I'm thinking with this kind of price action, I don't know. It's hard to say what's going to happen in the future, but a lot of people are bullish. There's a lot of money coming in. There's a lot of ETFs. There's just money flowing into the Bitcoin. So let's have a look. See, I think we've got a bright future ahead of us for this thing. And Of course, it's not financial advice and not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. Uh, that's all I've got for you this afternoon. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a profitable day.